yeah. That was. Do you remember Shannon Jacobs from? Yeah,
Beautiful smile,
absolutely. Yeah,
beautiful
absolutely.
laugh.
So yeah, we'd had a chance to continue working with her after the show, as we often do, and we came up with a name and tagline for her show.
Okay.
And that was what did we ended up coming up with?
What was it? The
Yeah,
60 seconds with Shannon?
yeah, well,
60
yeah.
seconds with
60
Shannon? Yeah.
seconds of Shannon,
Of
right?
Shannon, yeah,
Yeah,
which is great because when you see her smile and you hear her laugh, which matches the smile,
right.
you're just automatically drawn in. So that was an easy one to come up with.
Absolutely, that's what
Absolutely.
it really works. It works for her, and
Groovy.
once again having the interplay between the two of us
Groovy.
and the way that we work is whether we're writing for clients or we're writing with clients,
Sure.
it's just having that synergy and that creative bouncing ping pong match, so to speak, is just it's a game changer. So
I like it.
plus it's a lot of fun.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a blast doing it. I will tell you, it's nice, especially when it's, you know what they say about poetry, that the best poetry is when people say all the time, oh, when you write poetry, you get to just write anything. With the
Yep.
best poetry, you have boundaries, you have bumpers. You got to get it in 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, 8 syllables, right? You've got to write it to a certain format.
That's right.
So to me, poetry isn't about riffing, right? Just about freewheeling whatever you want.
Right.
It's you've got to work within certain parameters in order to be able to pull it off, and I kind of dig that.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
so we talked about Shannon. So if she happens to be listening tonight, Shannon, we wish you the absolute best. 60, did I say 60 seconds of Shannon?
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah,
fantastic.
something
She's
like
got a
that,
great yoga studio. And what we should probably do, Lee, is tonight put up a link when we're done in the show, put
Okay.
up a link over to her place so that
Absolutely.
we can send some people over there as well.
Yes.
All right, so I wanted to do this before we invite our guest on
Okay.
for this evening.
Sure.
I'm looking at a picture now. 3 guys and 1 guy that looks particularly adept
Oh,
at scaling a brick wall.
yes,
Do not enter. Well, that's always a good sign to be standing under. I'm just thinking.
it generally is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it generally is. So, who is this this parquet expert up
Well,
on the wall?
Somebody had posted this picture of these 4 scumbags earlier today, and I happen to think that when these scumbags were standing in front of that brick wall,
Right.
that I was about the age that our guest is tonight.
Oh,
And,
wow.
which makes me feel really freaking old, of course.
Right.
But if you see the guy with this, in the top
With the blonde
right,
wig?
yeah,
The blonde wig?
that was me back when I had hair.
Wow.
Yes, that was absolutely me back trying in all my early '90s thrash metal grumpiness.
Good.
Yes.
So,
So that's what that's all about. No real point to that other than the fact that I'm old and I just.
you've lost your hair, but you kept the grumpiness.
I have been a curmudgeon in training for a long time. I've told you many times that Andy Rooney is my hero. So, that's what I want to be. I want to be a salty old curmudgeon who just leaves his mark on the world.
Fair
like
enough.
this.
All right, I'll give that
Right.
to you. Yeah,
All
I
right.
think it's great.
Cool.
I think it's you are uniquely qualified.
Thank you.
For that role, brother. As I've said, you have the subtlety of a jackhammer.
Subtlety of a jackhammer.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
what I'm
perfect
going for.
perfect
All right.
sense. All right,
Well,
so why don't you tell us a little bit about tonight's guest? I know we already have them on, and explain why
Yep.
they're calling in. Let me just tell you this. I'm jealous right away.
Okay.
I wish I was where she is.
Yes.
Having just finished a run on the beach, and she was standing here,
Yep.
having a look at old pictures of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
saying.
Well, you know what? I'll let our guest tell where she is.
Okay,
but
groovy.
She's starting off definitely on the right foot. As I say, when I was her
Both
age,
of
I
them.
was still screwing around in thrash metal bands and
Cool.
working in factories and avoiding getting any meaningful attempt at life.
Okay.
And she's out there. She's doing it. She's got her own business.
Cool.
We've worked together off and on for a few years in a
Groovy.
copywriting and marketing capacity. She's got a podcast called The Reckless Entrepreneur.
Ooh, I
and
like that.
she's just a fantastic person.
Very
So
cool.
if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and see if she's still on. Fran, are you still with us?
Yes, I am still here.
Hey, look at that, the marvels of technology. That's all right. So, Rand, would you like to introduce yourself? And first, where are you calling from today? Uh-oh. Hello? Hello, hello?
Okay,
Uh-oh.
so my name's Francesca Mamlin, and so I graduated from college like 2 years ago, and I actually originally worked in theater, and I was a stage manager, so I worked behind the scenes, like doing the technical side of the shows, and almost immediately after graduating, I started like feeling this pull that there was kind of something more to life, like there was more that I had to give,
Okay.
and the main urge that I had at that time at age 22 is that I just really wanted to see more of the world. I really just wanted to travel, but I didn't have a lot of money because I was, just out of college. Theater doesn't pay that well, so I started looking into the ways that I could make that happen for myself. And that is when I stumbled upon digital nomads, which, if anybody doesn't know what that is, it's somebody who works from their laptop and basically kind of just travels around the world. And that inspired me to teach myself digital marketing and start a digital marketing business working with clients
Okay.
so that I could be location independent.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then, like a year of that, I was searching for some more like meaning in life, which led to me launching The Reckless Entrepreneur, which is a podcast that inspires people to take leaps, start businesses, just do the things that they want to do in life, focusing on entrepreneurship.
Fantastic. So it's really about freedom and being able to curate and cultivate your life your way.
Yeah, it's about claiming the authority of your life, claiming like that part of being claiming your freedom. And the reason it's called The Reckless Entrepreneur is when people really go for their dreams, when they really tune out the people that are telling them that they can't do what they want to do. They're often labeled as reckless. I was definitely labeled as reckless, so it's kind of like an honoring that label.
Okay.
And channeling the recklessness into amazing things.
Nice.
Okay, well, given that we're trying this, let's, now we'll have to see. I'm using a bullhorn. Our spike hookup isn't working, I guess. But Fran, can you hear me now better on that microphone across the way?
I can make out what you're saying, yeah.
All right. How's that? Any better?
He really does have a bullhorn, by the way.
A bullhorn. But okay, so here, it's a bullhorn. So here's what I want to ask Francesca, if I can. So is it the reckless entrepreneur that we want to work on a subtitle for, or what is it specifically we're trying to hone in on?
Yes, it's something that you're asking me what I want, what I'm working on right now, like this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So the thing that I'm working on is I'm launching kind of like a little. I'm using Patreon as a platform, but it's basically a membership community, sort of a low-paying offer, and it will be to sort of complement the content of my podcast. I talk a lot about mindset and and vision and that kind of stuff. So I'm basically it's a membership site where I'll post videos and go live regularly and give journal prompts, give tips on mindset, talk about how you can find clarity around your vision, maybe talk a little bit about business strategy. It's kind of like the second level, higher level content complementing what I already give on my podcast.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So this is going to be a private community that people can become members of through Patreon.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. And so, of this, I mean, I know a little bit about the Reckless Entrepreneur. So I'm assuming then that your audience for this program, and we're working on for a name for this community, right, or for this offer. Right.
Yes.
So okay. So the audience for that offer is 20 to 30, right? Or somewhere in your what? Is this your birthday today?
My birthday was February 13th. Right now in Indonesia, it's February 15th.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Oh,
Well, I blew it then.
wow.
Okay. Well, happy belated birthday. So
Thank you.
you just turned how old?
24.
24. See,
Oh, well, there
that's
you
what
go.
I'm saying.
Belated happy birthday.
So you get a happy belated birthday for Brian. So, your audience then is around your age. Is that right?
Yeah, I think I speak best to the people who are just a couple steps behind me in life. So my audience is mostly people in their early 20s to maybe up to 30.
Okay.
And they're people who are either just starting out as entrepreneurs or they're aspiring entrepreneurs.
How does the digital nomad play into that? I mean, are these people that are likely to? I mean, and after I was doing some reading today and talking about how that that lifestyle is so much more prominent in people in your age group than it is with us old farts that are done with it all. So I mean, is that something that your community is looking for as well? The ability to have
Oh,
that freedom.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think maybe not all of them. I think the majority of them, because of their age, are interested in location independent work.
Location independent. Right.
That might not be their primary focus. I think that my audience mostly is focused on like service and legacy. Because even I started out wanting just the of being self-employed and location independent, but then I want more after that. Once I had built my business, I was going to start more. So I think it goes a little further than just to work remotely.
Okay. Okay, obviously. So that's definitely an important point. So, what do you see as being the biggest things? I mean, you talked about vision. You talked about the mindset. I think you told me a little about good habits, positive habits, right? But what's the big takeaway for your audience? I mean, what do they get from that they're missing somewhere else?
Yeah, basically, when you're starting a business, like any kind of insecurity and any kind of bad habit is sort of amplified because your business is like, I see it as being like an amplified reflection of you. So the benefit that they get is that they learn how to get out of their own way. Because in the traditional education that we receive, in a lot of the messages that we get from business coaches that focus on strategy over the mindset, what they're missing is the ways that they're blocking themselves from their own success. So I think that I can help them avoid a lot of the mistakes that I made when I was starting out and help them to think with more clarity about their own life and about their business. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Okay. So, any initial thoughts up there, man with the bullhorn?
Yeah, you know what? When I was because she's talking about the clarity and getting out of their own way, and hold on,
Yeah. Please speak in the bullhorn.
blocking.
Yeah.
And blocking. The first thing that came to my mind is she's about the people that listen in. The first thing I wrote down is you're real on the run. So your
Real.
sense of what it means to be real, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the run while you're doing it, right? She talks about being nomadic.
Right.
She talks about location independence.
Right.
Then it becomes you're real on the run.
You're real on the run. Well, that's interesting because I kind of picked up on that too because I was playing with this idea of like the bottomless backpack, like almost like a resource that you can continually draw from along your entrepreneurial journey. I mean, is
Okay.
that
Sure.
Because it kind of seems to be going along in the same line. So
Sure.
I don't know. Are we heading out in the weeds, Fran, or what do you think? Are we?
I didn't totally hear what Brian was saying.
Uh,
I only made out a few of the words, but I really like the bottomless backpack because I like the idea that you can keep coming back to this source for more wisdom, more knowledge whenever you need it.
Oh, cool.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Well, and just to reiterate, he was saying you're real on the run, and that on the run was what I picked up because I was interested because I was thinking kind of that travel a little bit. I was thinking like something to do with an embassy, because or some sort of safety, because but I don't think that necessarily would translate for your demographic, right? Because with old farts are more likely to, go on cruise ships and go on organized tours, and then, with people who are a little more ambitious, like y'all, are looking for the more authentic experiences, both in travel and in life, and well, I guess in your business, I guess both of those three things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. I've never been for the group experience travels. I've been on a couple of them, but I definitely prefer solo traveling.
Cool.
As does a lot of the people that I know. So
Okay, so this idea of a bottomless backpack or a bottomless digital backpack, I mean, if we could put like a tagline with it that describes what it is that something that you think would work and resonate with the people that you're trying to attract into this membership group?
I think absolutely, yeah. And even if the membership mostly attracts people that are kind of where I was when I was 22, like they're looking to start a business and looking for that freedom. If I can get to those people and immediately start talking to them about like, yeah, you want to start this business, but it goes a little deeper than just being self-employed. Like you need to have a real intention here. I think that could be a good direction for me to explore even.
Okay, is the word practical? Does that fit in there? Because it seems to me that and we're cheating a little bit because you and I have had several conversations before, but it seems to me that what you're focused on is the practical in terms of doing what works instead of the shiny objects, the baubles, as we would call them. I mean, so do you think that has a place?
Yeah, and I think you have to be kind of careful with the word practical too, because I think entrepreneurs get really caught up in strategies like funnels and social media and email marketing, and like that stuff's really important. But sometimes we can get lost in that wormhole.
Yeah.
And really, my intention with my podcast and with this membership is going to be like pull people out of that and be like, okay, take a step back and really think about what you're trying to do here. And think about if you really need that stuff, or if you're just doing it because people are telling you to. That's the only thing with that word, practical.
Like, yeah, no, and that's not, this is why we do these things, because if it doesn't resonate with you, we can redirect elsewhere. But it's funny, Brian, you and I have been talking a lot about this whole thing with the funnels lately, and how. There's so many people saying that are fizzling out, and so many people that are claiming they know what the next big thing is. And I sent you the article. The lady was talking about the next big thing is something called a growth circle, whatever the heck that is. It's like, but it's basically just a funnel with a different shade of lipstick on it. You know. And and I think what you're talking about is something that's more curated, that's more tailored to your particular vision of your business, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that you should really think about the why behind your business and really think about like the really important stuff before you start getting into that strategy stuff. I've seen a lot of people start businesses and dive straight into the strategy and then just kind of basically fall on their face because they haven't done enough. Because it takes a lot of heart. You know this because you're an entrepreneur too. It takes a lot of heart and a lot of grit to build a business, and you have to make sure that you're going at it for the right reasons, or you're going to end up falling on your face.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Lee, ask her about this term. When we're thinking about the travel and all the other things, I wrote down here passions passport.
Passions passport. Okay.
Right,
interesting.
Where what you want to do takes you around the world, right?
Excuse me. Okay.
If it's your real, if it's something that you're passionate about,
right?
Passion's passport is, could be. I mean, I wrote that down.
To your entrepreneurial passions or something like that. Apparently, he's bored with the bullhorn now, so
because
we're going to do it this
Control
way.
just texted me and said it's not working.
Huh?
This, control just
Mission control says
yeah, it's not
says
working.
You can't put down
Yeah.
the bullhorn. Okay.
Yeah. So that's not working anymore. But ask her what Fran thinks about Passion's Passport,
Well,
and see if that ties it in.
I think her reaction was, "Ooh,
Oh, all
yeah."
right, great.
Together, but so the thing you want to convey though is, in a way, it's inspiration as much as instruction, right? It seems to me like,
Absolutely.
yeah. So inspiration and insights, you know, for your entrepreneurial journey, and the name could either be the Bottomless Backpack or your Passion Passport, or do what we always preach and split test them and see what happens. That might be something to run. If you like both of those, run it by your audience. Take a vote. Get them involved. It'll get some engagement and get some interest in building the community before you ever build it.
That is a very good suggestion. Thank you for that. And
Yeah.
I think I will test both of these out because I like them both a lot.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, we both earned our keep here today, then, Brian.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, okay, so that's cool. Since we do have a few minutes, though, I mean, can you tell me, I know you've done a lot of traveling and a lot of working abroad. What stands out to you as being like one of your, like, I wouldn't have given this up for the world experiences from traveling and working abroad? I know I put you on the spot here. That's okay. There's probably more of them that you can think of.
I mean, there were so many. I guess the first thing that comes to mind was I went to Laos last year, and that was I actually went to Laos alone. Because I came to Indonesia alone, and then I kind of met up with a group of travelers, and I sort of traveled around with them, and then I broke off and went to Laos by myself.
Oh, wow.
And everyone was like, "Oh, you don't want to go there, like, the capital, Vientiane, is so gross, like, But I ended up going to Laos, and it was the most breathtaking place I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was literally like a fairy tale.
Uh-huh.
So I'm glad that I went there, and I'm going again this year.
That is fantastic, yeah. And it was something that you did all on your own, which is, I mean, what an empowering thing for somebody of any age, but especially with so much left to build. To be able to say, I did this myself. I didn't have anybody else's help. I didn't have to lean on anybody. I didn't have a tour guide, herding me around and telling me what to look at and what not to look at. I went and I did it myself. That's both impressive and commendable. So, and I think that
traveling alone is the most empowering thing you could possibly do. So I suggest, and no matter what age you are, like, travel alone. It's so amazing. And it's so amazing.
You know what? That personifies what you say is the reckless entrepreneur, right? I mean, because without those risks, you wouldn't have the experiences that make building your digital nomadic business worth it. So the people that are
scared, like it's really scary to travel alone. Like, before, I remember buying my ticket to Indonesia. Excuse me. Indonesia was the first country I visited alone, and I was terrified. But
wow.
Getting here and figuring it out it taught me, it showed me parts of myself and power that I didn't know that I had.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
It's almost like when I hear her say that, I think like the empowered entrepreneur.
The empowered entrepreneur.
Yeah, because it sounds like that there wasn't a lot of I mean, other people might think that she was reckless, but she was empowered. I mean, she was going to do it. She was going to make sure that she had that sense of adventure. Right. So what was bottomless was her determination.
Right.
What was
the bottom?
What her passport was her determination. Was her, what I mean? Her empowerment.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, it is empowered, and she wasn't empowered by anything other than her own grit, as you would say.
Absolutely.
To say the wisdom and wallop and the but it's just it all came from within her, which is
Right.
what you talk about all the time,
Right.
Brian.
Right.
Is being able to you can always rely on that inner fire. You can't rely on other people all the time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, well, fantastic. We are getting down to the last few minutes. So, Brandon, can you tell us a little bit about how people can find out more about you, and if they want to work with you and join your community and learn from you, where would they go to do that?
Yeah, sure thing. So the first place is obviously my podcast, The Reckless Entrepreneur.
Okay.
It's on iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher. My Instagram handle is at Francesca Mamlin, and my website is francescamamlin.com. All of those places, very easy to reach me.
Very cool. Any final thoughts for us tonight?
I could barely make out what you were saying about the empowered entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was a really great insight.
Well,
I
yeah.
actually wrote down the word empowered entrepreneur.
Very
So
cool. Yeah. Well,
thank you
Brian
for
was saying
that
that Brian was saying that you were empowered by being able to go there by yourself, and that it wasn't as maybe so much reckless as it was empowered because you knew exactly what you were doing, right? I mean, or you knew that you could figure it out. So that's that's a powerful thing there.
Yeah, and it's even when I look at the fire in her eyes, when I've
Right.
got the picture up on the monitor, it's almost like Francesca's fortitude,
Fortitude.
right? And I know that she had that fortitude when everyone said, "Oh, don't go there alone. It's
Right.
dangerous. It's this or that." She
true.
was empowered by that sense of determination. She was empowered by her own passion
Yeah.
to see it through no matter what.
Absolutely.
So I think please let her know, in case you can't hear me, that it was very nice meeting her and hearing her story, because I dig that sense of empowerment.
Absolutely.
in people,
Yeah.
for certain.
And that's that's what we champion, and that's why we love hearing these stories. Well, Francesca, I thank you. And Brian says he's thrilled to meet you and to hear your story, and is very much taken with that story, as we all are. And personally, I just want to tell you thank you for coming on, and thank you for hanging with us through the tech hiccups. So we love hearing your story. And of course you know how to get a hold of us. So if you want to work on the tagline or anything after that. But now you got a few options to work with and float to your audience and see what they think. So cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on the show. This has been fun and
Absolutely.
also very insightful. So thank you.
You're more than
Absolutely.
welcome.
Well, listen, we're going to let you go, and thanks for giving us some of your time. Get back to the beach and enjoy.
Joy, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, well, we're gonna do our little shtick here and wrap up and get out of here. So we'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon. Thanks again.
Great. Thanks,
Bye.
You're
man.
more than welcome.
Francesca
Yeah, no,
Mamlin.
I
Okay, there
dig-
we go.
I dig her sense of energy.
Absolutely,
I dig.
yes. And
so for certain.
this show came out just absolutely fantastic, despite the fact that we're always going to have some challenges.
And why did we say that they weren't calling in on the phone? Oh, so
What?
we have to figure out. So the regular phone lines won't work because she's overseas, right? That's why you can't call in on a regular line.
Yeah, not reliably, not for
reliably.
Polly.
So then what we have to do is figure out, because I think on Skype you buy minutes to treat it like a regular phone. So
Right.
we should probably just have a little bank so that when we have a guest calling from Bali going, the call's on us.
Yeah,
It's
that
$10
works.
to complete the call. It's
Absolutely. Yep.
it's on us, and then that way we know we've got it
Hey,
ironed
live
out.
and learn.
But we will absolutely make certain that we have the cable that we need for now a third ability, whether it's rendezvous. And you know what, Lee, maybe we work to the point where we see if it's rendezvous that brings people in
That
so
might
that they
be.
can both hear us and this and that.
Absolutely.
But all right, Donald Thoughts, let everyone know how they can get a hold of you, sir.
Fantastic. Well, you've got lots of options, but the best one, LeeRowley.com. That's the hub of all things Lee, and who wouldn't want all things Lee?
Weirdly enough, weirdly enough, I agree with you.
And in fact, I forgot to mention that we've just unveiled the new and improved LeeRowley.com.
Oh, good.
Thanks to my good friend Henry Kaminsky, the brand doctor. I just got that out of dev and finally got to see the final version of that. So that's
Groovy.
live now. Go check that out and
Very cool. cool.
see my ugly face all over that.
Very cool.
And then what do you got going on? Where can we find out more about you, my friend?
No, we're just going to do mortalup.com. We keep working on
Mortalup.com.
it. Yeah, so we're building to get ready for the 81 to win. So thank you for that. And then Lee, as always, thank you so very much for coming and bringing your expertise to Copy That Speaks. We're going to go ahead and run till so we will see everyone next week, we believe. We're thinking the schedule's fluid. It's flexible. It's in the making.
We're making some changes.
Yeah, you and David Bowie.
Yeah.
All right, we are out of here. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with us here at Copy That Speaks.
Bye-bye now.